everyone. I am here in Anchorage, Alaska. I came here because I was told the mountains and the sceneries here are just breathtaking, and that is beyond the truth. Take a look at this. Unbelievable. A few local people told me to come here this evening, and it would be even more amazing with this full moon. And they were right. And just about an hour ago, it started snowing, making it even more incredible to be here in Alaska. Earlier today, when I arrived in town, it seemed to be busier than I imagined it would be. But guess what? It was busy because there were people all around who were preparing for the Iditarod Dog Sled Race 2021. I know, perfect timing for me, huh? I did just learn today that the traditional ceremonial start of the race through Anchorage has been canceled and the starting location changed due to COVID restrictions. But that hasn't stopped the excitement around this town. These people are so anxiously awaiting the start of this historic race. So let me give you a little history of dog sledding and this race in particular. Alaskans began using dog sleds as a form of transportation long before the Europeans arrived here. And later, Russian invaders even used dog sleds as a way to get around. Back in the 1880s, American gold prospectors rode dog sleds into snowy regions that they couldn't get to any other way, maybe even in these mountains. And the pioneers that followed also settled this land on dog power. Now, let me tell you an incredible and heroic story. It was January 1925, and the Alaskan city of Nome was in the grip of a deadly outbreak of diphtheria. Thousands of people were facing death unless the antitoxin serum could get to them quickly, and that serum was hundreds of miles away here in Anchorage, Alaska. So, to get the medicine to Nome as quickly as possible, 20 dog mushers band together with their dog sled teams and did the most daring relay across Alaska's frozen wilderness. Each dog sled ran a portion of the way with the medicine, passing it off to the next person who was waiting for them. These heroic dogs and their mushers are the people that drive the sled, managed to make it to Nome in just 127 hours, saving the people and making headlines all across the nation. So today, when the mushers race in the Iditarod, they are remembering and honoring that achievement. The only difference is that this race is not a relay. Each musher and their sled drive all the way to Nome, Alaska, and cash prizes are awarded to the top winners. Typically, races begin just northwest of Anchorage on Willow Lake. All the teams head west, up over the Rainy Pass, and eventually ending some 1,100 miles later in Nome, Alaska. This year will be a little bit different, but they'll still be racing a good 800-mile race. Earlier today, I came upon a woman and her team doing some last-minute training before the big event. And since I won't be able to see the race, she so kindly offered to give me a ride in her sled and show me a few things. Don't worry, I videotaped it so you can see it, and I'll show you in just a few minutes. Now here's something I learned that was really interesting. The sleds will carry supplies that the mushers and the dogs need, but I also learned that prior to the race, the mushers pack supply bags with food, water, and other necessary items that they'll need along the way, and those bags are dropped along the trail in big gyms and common buildings, which are used as checkpoints for the race. So when the team arrives, their supplies are right there waiting for them. Did you know that the dogs will need to eat about 10 to 15,000 calories a day to meet their nutritional needs? I can't imagine what I'd look like if I ate that much food. Whew. Throughout the race, if any dogs become sick or injured, there are 23 different checkpoints along the way that will take the dog and bring them to the vet for care when necessary. And then the rest of the team continues the race. Now, let's talk about these amazing dogs who will be running this race. Sled dogs have been around for about 4,000 to 5,000 years. Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes are a very unique breed of dog. They're highly intelligent, easily trained, they adapt to the cold temperatures, and they have a natural instinct to pull and run. making them the perfect working dog for these remote frontier lands and the best candidate for the big race. Training starts young. Between 6 and 9 months of age, pups will get placed alongside experienced sled dogs and start practicing. Once they've learned all the commands and gotten thousands of hours of practice, they will be part of a team and they can join in a race like the Iditarod. Dogs typically race until they're 9 to 10 years old, but the mushers are always attuned to how the dog is handling the running conditions and always know if it's time for a dog to retire from sledding. All right, let me show you my experience from earlier today. So much fun. Listen close. The audio is a little low. It was kind of noisy on this side. Gee!
Really runs 10 dogs, but when it's like this, now it's getting slushy. When it's hard packed, you hardly need anything to put it right. So what I'm doing in areas of them. Morpha! Hi! Now what they're doing is because they're hot, they're trying to bite some snow to cool down. So I'll go up a little ways and then we'll stop for a minute and let them bite and roll. The thing is all about lead dogs. Very few dogs will lead. The ones that are very special are the ones that can find the trail after it's been obliterated by a snowstorm or high wind, and you're facing a huge big whiteout, and you don't really know where it is, and the dogs can find it. A good lead dog. It's truly an astounding thing. Go! Go! What's the gun? Come on, Lisa! Good dog!
I hope you enjoyed a little glimpse of my sled ride earlier. It was so amazing. Sorry the audio wasn't better. It was just so noisy out there. Those dogs were going fast. All right, there's just one more thing I wanted to share with you before I head out of here. Did you know that there are actually some pretty dangerous wild animals here in Alaska? I'm going to list them in order for you. The 8th most dangerous is the sea lion, followed by wolverines, the walrus, black bears, and we have black bears in Maine. Number 4, the wolf, and then the grizzly bear. And I have to say, I was super surprised to hear that the 2nd most dangerous animal here in Alaska is the moose. We definitely have moose in Maine. If you've ever been to the North Maine woods, maybe you've seen one. But arguably, the king, and certainly the largest of all the bear family, is the polar bear. And the polar bear is considered to be the most dangerous animal in this area. So I definitely have to watch out for all of these animals. But someone did give me some really good advice. They said, go to the local store and buy a bear horn. So I did. Shoo away bear horn. It says, upon sighting a bear, just press and hold the button and the bear will go away. It's going to make a really loud noise. And then there's some tiny, small writing. May cause ear ringing or sudden hearing loss. Oh, well, that's not good. So hopefully I don't see any of those animals, any of the grizzly bears or black bears or polar bears, but if I do, I am definitely going to lay on this thing until the bear goes away. And if you see any behind me, please let me know. Just shout it out. Bear, bear. Whew, it has been quite a couple days. I feel really fortunate to have traveled here to Alaska on this very day. And then I got to learn about these really amazing dogs and the history behind how the Iditarod came to be and why they still run the race today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time from somewhere in the world. Goodbye.